Hello everyone and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today we'll be doing a reading for the sign of Aquarius for the month of March 2023. I hope Aquarius, the month of March has started out strong for you. In a few days I will have an April reading for you as well, because I will start doing the readings backwards, so keep an eye out for that. Aquarius, as you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest. I've also meditated on the cards and I have shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Ace of Cups clarified by the Ten of Cups, which is wonderful. In the challenging position, we have the Ten of Swords clarified by the Hermit. In the present position, we have the Sun clarified by the Eight of Cups. And in the final future outcome position, you do have the Devil clarified by the King of Pentacles. So very interesting. Let's get right into the spread. I do really like that you have the Ace of Cups combination with the Ten of Cups, because it just tells me that you experienced a lot of happiness, especially when it comes and relates to your family or a group of friends that may take the place of a family. Sometimes the Ten of Cups can represent animals or pets that you are surrounded by that you would consider as family. But definitely the Ace of Cups is a great card because it allowed you to, be confident in who you are, to speak your own truth, to really feel like things are going really well for you. The five streams that you see in this card that are kind of going out of the cup, they are representative of the five senses, the smell, the sight, the hearing, the taste, the touch as well. And you see this hand that is extending from the divine, that is offering you this full cup, cup full of abundance, cup full of love, cup full of emotional support. So it's a really great card because it reminds you that you are going to have this incredible moment again where you feel like everything is just coming together, where you feel like things are easy for you, where things just fall in line, in your family, in your professional side of things. Everything just comes together in a beautiful way. And so the Ace of Cups is a very powerful card because aces have a lot of pure energy, because they're the very first card in the suit, and so they bring that extra punch, if you will, but the best thing about the Ace of Cups is experiencing emotional fulfillment. And Aquarius, you are very, very smart and experienced. You have a lot of knowledge, and so you are gradually leveling up, but there are things that you have to let go of, and this is why you have the Ten of Swords in the obstacle position, because there's something that keeps pulling you back towards the past. There's some kind of experience that you had that was difficult, because the Ten of Swords moment is over. There isn't anything bad that's going to happen to you. It's something that happened in the past, and that is something that you have to work through in order to let go. And sometimes it's hard to get over things. Sometimes it's hard to get over people's harsh words or people's betrayal in a way. Sometimes it's hard to get past a personal failure sometimes that we experience. But it is important to remember that everything that happens is a lesson. Everything that happens is a moment of growth. And so it's also important to recognize that you have the Hermit in the clarifying position, which tells me that, again, there's some kind of a loose end that is still kind of following you around. So one of the first things you should do is listen to your inner voice. Listen to your inner guidance, because the answers come from within. And sometimes when we find ourselves a little bit alone or in an uncomfortable situation and we're not really sure what to do, then the best thing to do is to do nothing but to listen to the inner voice and allow your emotions to have the time of day. Not, don't run away from your emotions. And sometimes when we get knocked down, it's important to stay down for a little bit to understand, and process what transpired, so you can learn from that process before you get back up and get back on the horse. It's important to remember that difficult emotions, just like easy emotions, good emotions, carry important messages. So when we try to escape from our emotions by, maybe having a glass of wine, or by, doing something else that is not healthy, it's important to remember that that escape can only be very, very short. But ignoring emotions always gets you ultimately into a bigger trouble, a bigger hole, than not addressing them. And with age, addressing difficult emotions becomes easier and easier and easier. That's why growth is so important, because as you mature, you realize that you have a much more control over your emotions, because your inner voice is so strong. As you age, the inner voice grows harder and bigger and stronger, and so you then feel security coming from within. You don't have to find it on the outside. The great thing is that you have done a lot of work, because you have the incredible sun in the present position, and the sun card is so powerful and so positive that it minimizes the negative aspects of the difficult cards that may be around. And so the Ten of Swords is definitely much more dwarfed than it would be if the sun was not around. So it's great that you have the sun in the present position, and it's a great card which brings success and joy and self-realization and victory and accomplishments and all the wonderful things, and it is a major arcana card. But it is interesting because in the clarifying position you have the Eight of Cups, which is telling me that you are happy to be walking away from something, that you are realizing your own true power, you're realizing your own strong inner guidance, inner voice, and you're realizing that your priorities are changing, and that you know what's best for you better than anyone else, because you have a strong connection with the divine. That's why you have the Ace of Cups. You have a strong impact from your family and friends that love you and support you. So you truly realize the power of being in the present, because that's what the sun is about, is focusing on the present. What sounds do you hear where you are right now? What are you feeling? Is there wind blowing? Is there, focusing on the present allows you to get the maximum out of that moment, and also it allows you to manifest quite a lot more than you would normally do by focusing on the future, by focusing on the past, because generally when you do that, that does bring out anxiety and worry. Now in the future outcome position, you have a very interesting combination, because you have the Devil with the King of Pentacles. It's a bit of a troublemaking combination, but the Devil doesn't necessarily mean bad. The Devil is very passionate, he's obsessive, and so it could be that you are obsessing with security, prosperity, abundance. It could be that you're a little too focused on money and putting in a lot of time and effort into acquiring assets, valuables and those types of things. Remember that each and every one person on planet Earth has God inside of them and devil inside of them. And those two things keep the balance. And the balance is very, very important. to create the life that you want to see, to create a life that you don't need a vacation from. And so it's important to acknowledge those two counterparts. And it's important to kind of juggle them at times, you know. Sometimes when your devilish side comes out to play, it's not that bad, you know. As long as you are in control of the demon, as long as you are in control of the devil, just as God. Because sometimes, you know, when people are loving God too much and they want to be like God and they start acting like God, it gets them in trouble. So again, it is a balance between your shadow side, your dark side, your angry side, your frustrated side, as well as your calm side, your loving side, your, you know, moral side, your ethical side. Sometimes you do have to break the rules. Sometimes you have to follow the rules. You know, the situation depends on, you know, many different elements and many different factors, and you are the one making the decision. And so again, it is very, very important to be aware of that balancing act as you are moving towards the end of March. But let's see what we can clarify with the mystical wisdom card that I pulled. And we have the new beginnings, begin your new life. So you see the phoenix rising from the ashes. You also have the sun behind. So there is a lot going for you. There is a lot of resources and experience and wonderful things that you have at your disposal. So as long as you focus on the present, as long as you meditate to feed your soul, to nourish your intuition, as long as you do all those, you know, important things to do self-care, then you're going to be, you know, a very happy individual. But let's see what we can clarify with an ancestor and oracle energy card. And we have the moon. Take note of intuitive messages. So make sure to pay attention regarding the messages that come from within you. Pay attention to all the synchronicities that you are seeing around you. Because the divine is trying to communicate with you, it's trying to deliver messages that you need to be aware of. And so when you don't meditate, when you don't drink plenty of water, when you don't find that moment of calmness, when you don't, you know, connect with that moment of stillness, then you are missing the messages. And you are unable to kind of figure out the path the way it's supposed to be. And so that is important to be aware of. But, you know, you have the sun card in the present, which is wonderful. You have the reminder to pay attention to the inner guidance and the inner voice. So by the end of March, you are definitely going to be feeling much lighter, much happier. You're going to be feeling like you can breathe again. Things are much easier for you. And so I think the month of April is going to be a great month, dear Aquarius. I will be posting, just a reminder, I will be posting the April video for you probably on Sunday. So be on a lookout for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, please don't forget to visit me on Instagram. And thank you so much for visiting. I will see you next time.